Hey guys, how's it going? Hopefully you're okay rolling with us. We generally start the stream a few minutes early to make sure everybody can log on okay. And we do generally do it muted, so, Joey and I can talk about stuff in case there is an issue. But we're good now.
Otherwise, we just talk about you guys.
Yeah,
Ooh.
like praise mostly.
Oh yeah. That's what I meant.
Yeah. So anyhow, hope everybody's doing good. This would be a fun model. This should be a good time. So
Okay,
hello
this is
and welcome. Aloha, Bruce. Angola. Evening, wherever Michael McKenzie's at.
all
Once
right. I
again,
don't know.
sunny Dorset. Is it always sunny in Dorset, Andrew, or are you being funny?
Okay, so I got this neat thing going on here, Aaron, where Restream keeps crashing on me. Just
Uh-oh.
FYI.
The
I suppose
chat?
everybody should know that because that's how. Yeah.
Oh.
So we'll see how that goes. Man,
Have
it
you
would have been
turned it
nice to
off
do
and
that
turned it back on
before I
again?
started talking. Well, I'm using the auto close feature that's apparently built in.
Oh, auto close. Send a message and close. All right. Well, it is officially noon, so we will make movements towards starting. Hey guys, welcome. It's Wednesday afternoon, and we're going to talk about modeling some stuff live in SketchUp. I'm Aaron, in case we haven't met. In our ears, or my ear at least, and in your speakers is Jody.
That's me. Hi.
So we are from SketchUp. We do work for Trimble, and we like to hang out with you guys and use SketchUp. And that's kind of the whole point here. So yeah, we're gonna try this. We're gonna make a couple things. Yep, we're halfway there. YouTube's happy. Welcome back, everybody who's been here before. And if it's your first time, let us know, and we'll still say hi to you. So it doesn't really make a difference. Not seniority or anything, but it's cool to see when new people show up. And it's also fun to see where everybody's from because it's kind of crazy how diverse a group we have, like worldwide, people showing up from everywhere. It's really cool.
Usually, my mind's eye just has SketchUp be a group of people in Boulder, Colorado, and then all of a sudden, someone not in Colorado is using it. I'm like, what? Where did this guy come from?
Turns out there's others out there who like it too.
The other thing that I do is when I see a SketchUp model in the wild, I'm always like, hey, that's SketchUp. And so then sometimes I'll just see the SketchUp blog post a picture, and I'll be like, hey, oh wait,
That's us,
that is SketchUp.
literally.
Sorry, you can carry on, my wayward son.
Yeah, so we're gonna. I put the term assemblies up because saying machine parts or something like that just seemed to be getting old. But basically, they're very similar. I got some drawings here of these a couple pieces, and by pieces I mean they're actually like multiple 3-4 pieces that have to be made, and then we can put them together. And I like that. I thought that was cool because I really liked the pieces we were doing before, but something in me it just really wanted them to fit together somehow. And none of them actually lined up because I don't know where they were all from. I was just picking stuff off of the internet. But these are actually things that go together. So this is a plumber or bearing block. And then I posted the second one, which is, okay, I don't actually know what any of these are. I think this is a kind of bearing block too, maybe. I don't know. It's called a crosshead. So
It's
if you
across.
guys know,
I mean, that's bearable.
nice.
Someone will tell
Starting early.
what it's actually called or what it actually means soon. I know. I won't.
Yeah.
I won't say anything else dumb.
Somebody who knows what these things are, feel free to enlighten us. Because yeah, we're just we don't know.
Making it up.
Yeah, we're making stuff up. So I did. I posted a couple images which were just screenshots, and then Mr. Colin, our coworker, did go through and upsize the resolution and upload those. So those might be a little bit clearer. So if you do want to grab files to follow along with, I would recommend maybe grabbing Colin's from lower in the page rather than what's on top. But as we go through here, if I have questions or ask for information, something like that, put it on here. That's the easiest way for me to get a hold of it during the live stream. And as you finish, as you finish your models, go ahead and take a picture, do a screenshot, and put it up there. This is your opportunity to brag on your SketchUp skills. So yeah, so we're gonna hop in here. Oh, Dave Richards, who may or may not have already modeled these, is pointing out that the crosshead is used on a steam engine. So we have a steam engine piece.
So the Wikipedia says that it's even used in internal combustion engines, which I suppose is a steam engine, but also other stuff.
Well, except there's no combustion. It doesn't. Steam engines don't blow up, right?
Well, no, yeah, no, that's true.
Internal
Well, I mean,
pressure,
ideally.
constant pressure. I don't know. There's a thing. I just also want to remind you guys, we are still running the Finish This House Challenge, so you are still free to download the model, modify it, upload it into the appropriate thread, and probably not this Friday, but next Friday we will spotlight another creator and show their work, and hopefully get them on the phone on the Hangout, on the line, and have them talk us through their project. So that will be happening. It's never too late to get your model in there or modify your current model. You can do updates too. So we'll look at your most recent version. All right, enough talking. Less talky, more clicky. All right, so if I come look at my desktop here, let's start with this one, the bearing block or plumber block. So I have two pictures here that I grabbed. I'm inclined to probably go. This one actually looks like it's a little bit cleaner, but each of the pieces is detailed out separately over here. So I'm kind of inclined to just do quick clips of this piece, this piece, this piece, and this piece, and then build off of that. And then, yeah, because with all these pieces together, it's not quite as clear an image. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to just use regular screen capture to just chop out 1, 2, 3, and we'll get one more to get this bolt right here. All right. So I'll use those mostly. I don't know if I'll need to come in here and reference anything off of this, because everything should be on these individual pieces. With it all dumped together, it's nice, but this definitely seems like I'd rather have dimensions spoon fed to me rather than drinking from the fire hose, I guess.
Yeah, it's a little intimidating.
That's a lot of numbers. Yeah, it's almost like math in your face there. All right, so I'm gonna, yeah, you don't want that. All right, so I'm gonna come in here into, as usual, I'm gonna go to my styles. I'm going to edit my current style and go to my watermark tab, 5th one across, and I'm going to add a new image from my desktop, and I'm gonna grab that first one, which is that base piece, and bring that in. I'm gonna put this in the background. I'm gonna fully opaque, and I'm gonna position it in the lower right corner. I get a little bit bigger. I have to check and make sure I don't remember about my fat head being in the way too. Gotta optimize space on the screen.
Ooh, your fat head.
Yeah, fat head.
If you didn't wear a hat, then you might have a little extra room there too.
Okay, so here's the thing that you mentioned, my hat, and which by proxy mentions hair. I've decided that this is how I'm going to measure how far into quarantine time I am, is how many knots I have to brush out of my hair in the morning. Because normally my hair is short enough that like I just kind of use my fingers to kind of get it where I want it and I'm done. But it's getting long enough that I have to actually kind of brush it. And today was a 3-knot day. I hit something 3 times. So that's how far into quarantine I am.
So in a meeting this morning, Andrew over in sunny UK had no hat on, and he looked like he was just embracing bedhead. His hair was just crazy. So I kind of wanted to see what you can do to really build out your coiffure.
Maybe I'll share an image on my own social media channels. It seems unprofessional to walk in front of the SketchUp audience representing my company with that thing happening.
That's true. These are the most professional things possible that we're
Darn
doing here.
straight. Yup. Okay, so I'm gonna get in here. I'm gonna go into my model info and modify my units. I'm gonna go to decimal meters. I want to model everything as meters, and then with your help, I'm gonna scale it back down to millimeters when I'm done, which I'm assuming everything here is in millimeters. And it looks like we don't have a whole lot of fractional values, but I'm just gonna go to one, I'll go to 2 decimal places. That feels pretty good. I'm gonna disable length snapping. I don't wanna use that at all. And my angle snapping is 15. That should be fine. I think my angles, I don't know that I'll be rotating a whole lot of stuff, so. That's what I'm gonna set up with. Decimal, meters, two places after the decimal accuracy. All right, with that, let's get this thing in here. So there's a couple ways I could go about this. My inclination as I look at this block is I see that I have a little bit of a round thing going on here, but my initial thought would be to come in and build this profile first. So build that chunk like that. Well, maybe not. Maybe I should start from the bottom, work up. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start with this rectangle right here, and then work my way up until I get this like post up, and then I'll come back to the side then and cut this chunk out. That's what I'm gonna do. All right, so I'm gonna start with this rectangle right here. So my rectangle, initial rectangle, is going to be 260.
Oh, is that 260?
Yeah, plus 25 and 25.
25. Yeah.
By 64. Something didn't go right there. Oh, yeah, let's try that again. All right, now that that's out of our system, right, shake it out, shake it out. 260, comma, 64.
Still big, different big.
It is big. I mean, it's many meters large. Okay, so what happens now is this, the depth here is 22, so I'm just gonna pull this up 22. And I can see on the edge, it doesn't give me an angle, but it tells me that this comes in 2 meters, or 2 millimeters. So I'm gonna just grab this piece, and I'm just gonna move it this way, 2, and I'm gonna do the same thing over here. I'm gonna grab this piece, slide it this way 2. All right, and that covers that. So that's the base done. Now I wanna get this right here.
You're on target with Andy. This is his technique so far.
Is it?
Let's see if you guys can.
I'm doing it right. I'm doing it right so far. I'm looking for a dimension here. This might be the piece. Dave said there's one dimension I'm going to want off, or I'm going to want to take off of the other drawing, and maybe this is it.
Are you gesturing at the curve there?
Yeah. I don't have.
Radius 72 is what it says on that other picture.
Is that on the big? Oh, okay. All right, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to get a couple of reference lines. I know. I'm going to take this to the middle, and take one this way to the middle, and then I'm going to draw a circle. I'm just going to stick with 24. I'm not going to get fancy. 24 is fine. 72 is what the radius was? Is that what you said?
Yes, sir.
All right. There we go. All right.
Looks about right.
Take that now. That's going to come up an amount. That amount is 63 and 25. So what I could do, I don't know. I'm just on a reference line kick. I'm going to pull one reference line up 63. I want to pull another reference line up 25. And the advantage of using reference lines right here is I can come back and still use them later on. So I'm going to pull this one up to the top. But when I come in here to cut this piece down, if this reference line's still here, I can use it later. Did I make those just off? Oh, I pulled them off of the, huh. How about that? I'm gonna get rid of a couple. I don't need the center one anymore. Okay, so far so good.
Dave spotted your math in there. Better be careful.
Oh, did I do some? I know. I'm sorry. It happens sometimes. You know, it's funny. So, as a person who is not a fan of math, I now have children who are required to do math. And like most parents, I tell them, well, it's necessary. You'll need it at some point in your life, which is true. I did, when I did building design, I did have to do a lot of mathing. But I still feel bad because, like, you know what? The only time I've really had to use algebra is to help my kids with algebra.
I feel bad to suggest that I'm quoting some sort of Facebook share, but I saw one yesterday that said that parents will get 1/3 of their kids. They'll understand 1/3 of their kids' math, but the other 3/4 they will not understand.
Sounds about right. That math checks out. Okay. All right, just because it's going to be easier, I'm going to put these holes in right now before I go cut this block out here. The reason I say it's going to be easier is because as soon as I cut this middle chunk out, then I don't have a flat surface to pull a dimension off of. I can always inference, so there's no point at which I can't inference to where the center of something is, but it's going to be a little easier to go. I can come in here and, you know, from this center line, I could say pull a dimension line over. Well, it's half of 105, so it's 52.5.
Look at that. Division. Who knew?
Just to get those. And then if I wanted to, I could also go like this and pull that down to the center there. That gives me the 2 holes here. So it's easier to work off this flat before I go in and chop it up. So my diameter on this is 19. So I'm going to put a circle right here. That is 19 divided by 2. Bam. 19 halves.
Nice.
I'll just take that and
you are using a gigantic calculator, so you might as well.
That's right.
It's almost like if you don't make the computer do the math, why are you using a computer?
My computer can do division 2? Wow. And look at Facebook? Get out. Yeah, I know, it's awesome.
All the things.
Can you even believe it? All right. So continuing through here. So I have that brought all the way down. And then I have little countersink holes here that are at 30. So what I'm going to do is I could do an offset. I could take this hole as it exists and offset half the difference. But for me, I feel like it's going to be easier to go to the center of the hole and just pull it out 15 rather than try to, rather than try to do the math. Let's be honest. I'm trying to be honest with you guys.
Your honesty is appreciated. I heard it's the best policy.
Yeah.
It's in the top 3.
As far as policies go. All right, so what I'm seeing, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm seeing that we have this square right here that goes up 2, and it looks like this head goes up 12 more from that. Does that seem reasonable? So I want to push this circle up 14. And I said that all before you guys had an opportunity to reply. So that's what I did.
So now all the answers are coming in. They're like, don't do it.
Whatever you do, don't push that up 14.
Maybe you should give this file a name now.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to call this Project 01. All right, so.
Wow. This is a new naming convention.
Yeah. I had to keep everybody on their toes.
You want to do a little indent there at the bottom?
I just got a comment. Marconi's asking if it's easier to use metric. And I'll say, here's my take on metric. I was forced years and years ago to use metric, and not in a bad way. I had to use metric because I was doing 2 weeks of training for a company that was in Canada, in Toronto. So I had to do all of it in metric. And I'll say metric is easier to use. I mean, it's very simple, everything evenly divisible by tens. The math actually lines up, is a lot easier as opposed to going feet divided into 12 inches divided into sixteenths. So it's definitely easier. But to this day, I really don't have good reference for how big something is. I mean, if not for Laura right here, I wouldn't realize that the numbers I'm putting in are ridiculously large.
Really good looking.
So I just don't have reference for it. Yes, it is, Mark, going to your point, it is easier to do the math with those units rather than imperial, but I just don't have the reference, so I can't look at something and go, oh, that's about a foot, that's about a half inch. I don't have that standard for reference. All right, speaking of these rectangles down here, let's put them in. I'm going to use a couple more reference lines, or guides, excuse me. I'm going to put one right at the middle. Guides. All right, and then we'll put one at the middle right here as well. All right, so this is 20 up, 20 down, because it's 40. Those dimensions right there. This direction, oh, right here. 6 over from the center line. And then 12 over from the end. That's my rectangle. So I'm going to draw my rectangle right there. I'm going to take it, copy it. We're not going to copy it. I'm going to mirror it. Or I'm going to rotate it. So I'm going to go to my middle point. That's right here. I'm going to do a vertical mirror, modifier key to copy it, mirror it right over there. So when you have a surface that has multiple pieces like that and you copy more pieces into cut, this can happen. This is not an odd thing to have happen. Usually if you just come in here, throw a couple pieces to stitch it together, it'll come right back. This should do it right here. All right, then get rid of these pieces, that line. And then that, as I already know, is going to push up 2. So I'm going to put that up 2. I'm going to reverse this face before I push it up 2. All right, we're looking good. I'm going to save. How about that? Command S. Bet you thought I could do that. Okay. And I'm looking at this now and I'm realizing it would have been made more sense to put this next circle in beforehand because the dimension pulls off of here rather than the top, but we'll work it out. So the center of this thing right here is 25 over from the bottom. The reason I say that's an issue is because the top, remember, we moved over 2 already. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a reference line. I'm going to pull it over not 25, but 23 to the center of this piece right here. Grab another center line, or reference line, or guide. Why can't I just say guide? Just say guide, dude. Come on.
Sure.
And then I'm going to use some more guides to put this out. So it's 22 wide. That means take this one this way 11, or 22 halves. That would work also. And then this is going to come this way 8.
I'm going to define everything by the number of halves
That's right.
it has now.
It works. That's all I'm saying is it works. Okay. So to draw, so what I have here is basically a circle, or an arc and an arc connected together to make a elliptical type shape. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a circle right here in the middle and pull it straight up. And let's see, I'll draw a line like that. I'll grab this piece.
YouTube said you are guide averse. I mean adverse. Wait. Adverts. Averse.
Adverts?
We'll go with that.
Like advertisements? All right.
Sure.
I'm going to grab these and Command X them, and then
That looks bigger.
Command V them.
Looks bigger than the picture for me. Sort of.
Does it? It might be. We'll see. 16. Let's draw it and check it. All right, so just drew 2 lines across there. So now I can get rid of the lines in the middle. I can get rid of these guides, and we will check some dimensions. So here to here should be 16. It is 16. And then out to out should be 22. It is
All right.
22. I think what's going on, and oh, hold on, let's check this too. This should be 23. No, wait. Here to the center, there we go.
Oh,
that should be 23.
yeah,
Yes, that is.
better.
And that's actually kind of good because that looks like it should line up. This does look like it may have been hand drawn, because another thing that I was noticing is this hole looks slightly lower than this hole. So it's possible that we're dealing, and I don't like saying this out loud, but you know, non 3D modeled stuff here.
Wait, what?
I know it happens. I'm sorry. All right,
Well,
so
this was probably designed before SketchUp, and SketchUp is 3D for everyone, and apparently someone just was not, in
they don't care.
on 3D.
Obviously, they don't care. That's all I can.
I heard there weren't 3 dimensions before SketchUp was started.
I heard that.
Saying.
Everything, life was so flat back then.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm just going to use rotate to go to the center. I can actually reference the center of these arcs because that's right in the middle, and just rotate that around 180 degrees. And then I'm just going to use push-pull to push that to the opposite face. And then I can double-click on this one. There we go. I'm going to triple-click right now because this is bothering me. Go to Soften and Smooth. And turn on Soften Coplanar. And save. Whew. It's a close one.
Close call.
All right. Doing good. This is looking good. Let's get back into this main piece right here. So we have, I mean, this is most of this block. I have the little indents down below. I have my countersink for my bolt hole. This I assume is for screwing this down to some surface. Yeah, everything's looking good right now. So I need to get this piece right here. So let's do that. Let's get that. So this circle, which has a radius of 32, is at this line. Get rid of X-ray. It's right at this line where this line crosses. So I'm going to go to grab my circle, go to the inference off the center of this top line, and just come straight down to here, and then pull this way, 32. All right. I'm going to just leave. I'm just not doing anything right this second. All right, so what I have here, I'm going to draw a line straight up, and then I'm going to do a guide again. I'm going to come this way, 36. I'm going to take one this way, 36. And that looks like that's the piece I need to go over to here, up to here, here to here, and here to here. And then get rid of all of this stuff, this, and then push that back to the back wall. According to the dimensions, that's correct. So it does look like, I said, it looks like, again, maybe because it's hand drawn, but that lip doesn't look quite as big on the drawing, but that is what the dimensions call for. So I think we just finished a piece. Actually, it looks like there's a second lip here. All right, might have to go inference the other drawing. I'm going to save.
Dun, dun, dun. Sorry, I was reading the comments. Dave had a comment about the checking the diameter of the counter bore on the bottom versus the bolt head.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. There's so many numbers here. Oh no, right there.
Yeah.
So that's 66. There's my 36. 33. So many numbers. Because this was 32, so it looks like there's another piece, but I can't tell. Oh, is it in here? It's set inside, isn't it? See that? See that cut right there?
Oh yeah, yeah.
So Do we have any kind of dimensions for that though, or is that just, what the? Oh. Hold on.
So I'm leaning forward, and I've got my squinty eye, mouth open thing trying to figure this out, and it's still not working. My teeth are all sticking out.
Have you tried turning your head to the side a little bit when you do that?
What I'll do? Wait just a minute. I'll turn down audio. I'll turn my radio off.
So this is what I'm seeing right here. This piece right here, but I don't understand. It comes back on this side too. Oh.
Wait, where's your cursor? I don't know what you're pointing at. Oh, over there. I
Oh,
see it.
sorry. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Over here. So it comes this way, but then I also have one that goes this way. Is it thinner on the inside? Thicker? Is this 32 the inside? And is it? Oh, it's the
So
same
the
depth
picture-
as the notch. So
The
right,
reference
here.
picture has got the top on it. If I were seeing transparency bits.
Right. So if I was
They
looking,
said it's as deep as the notch.
so is it
Let's see.
this? Is that what I'm seeing? Or is it the opposite, where the thicker piece is on the outside?
I don't know, but it looks like
Oh, sorry. I was looking at the reference picture under my head. Sorry about that, New Southern Workshop. See? Told you my fat head would get in the way.
just take that thing off.
It kind of looks like, because it looks like, look at, see a little lip right there? I think that's, all right. Let me get, let's try to stick on the right side of the screen. You know what I need to do is I need to put, like, in the real world, put something right here on my monitor so I stop going off there.
So the top view, there are circles. So which one are you? You're looking at the. Oh, we're looking at the new guy though, right? It's
Right.
so hard to add the 15-second delay that everyone has, and then also the be able to convey this to whatever it is you're actually touching.
I know. I can't sit still that long either. I just start poking things. So I think, let me tell you why I think this is correct. Because I can see a little line right here, not just on this cross view, not just on the cross section, but on this side too. See the second line? So I kind of feel like that's correct, but I don't feel so convicted that I would argue if somebody told me I was
Well,
incorrect.
Looking at that other picture though, you've got it looks like you have it backwards.
I know, this coming here, but then again, here we look at the reference, which I will. This shows it coming out like that. See that? Right there?
But but maybe that's part of the top piece.
Oh,
Since
is
we're
that
having
the,
this-
that's the bearing that comes out like that? So there's a hole. Oh, because it's for lubrication. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. 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 And yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Just yep. Okay. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take this piece right here, and I'm gonna copy it back out to here. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. I'm gonna grab this piece right here, and I'm going to copy it out to here. Now, I'm going to just push this all the way through to get rid of it. So this right now is at the smaller dimension. I'll take these outside pieces and push those through to that inside depth, 12. I should just be able to double
There
click
you
this one.
go.
There we
Love
go.
it
And
when
now if I
thing
get
comes
rid of
together.
these extra lines. So that is the hole, because there's actually a hole top and bottom for running lubrication through here, and that would be the channel that would lubricate between the body and the bearing. That makes a lot of sense. I'm gonna save. Speaking of that hole, it looks like it's on here too.
That's for the Zerk, right? The grease Zerk. So you
Is that what it's
squirt
called?
the lube in there.
The Zerg
Yeah.
from Toy
The Zerk.
Story,
Oh, maybe.
maybe.
Zerk feels like it should be a short or something.
So
Maybe it's like plumber. It was just named after a guy named Jeremy Zirk or something like
yeah,
that.
that makes sense. This actually only shows it on the top, so I don't know why they're showing it on the bottom. It would all just run right out then. All right, I'm going to grab that piece. I'm going to make it a component. I'm going to call it
Sorry.
part of 1.
Jealous Elephant just said to just say nipple. And the 10-year-old in me just giggled at that.
It happens. All right, I'm going to take this image now. I'm going to say that we're good with this for now. Wait, Dave said something about checking my holes down here.
Well, yeah, make sure the hole will actually fit the bolt in there or the nut in there later.
Oh, we'll come back and mess with it if we have to, but I'm going to work
we'll
off of...
just rework it.
That's right. And this should be 19. I'm just going to verify that I did do the right numbers. 19. Okay, so new piece. So I'm going to go back up to my styles and grab my existing watermark, double click it, browse, and switch to my top piece, which I think is that guy right there. Looks good. That's small enough. I'm going to make it even a little bigger. Okay. All right, so some of my dimensions on here are going to be pretty easy. In fact, I could probably steal some geometry. Because I think what I could do, I think I can come in here, grab this piece, this piece, this piece, this piece, this piece, this little tiny piece right here, and this piece right here, and Command C to copy it. I'm going to leave context, get all the way out, and Command V to paste it. And then I will take that and use rotate to just flip it over. And now I should be able to take that and place it right here. That should be the perfect fitting piece from the other side, except that would seem so perfect. But it doesn't look like it actually comes all the way down. See that? Look at that little gap right there from the radius. So I'm starting right here. It looks like it's up here a little ways.
Is that just the hatch pattern?
No, because it's on the non-cut through side too. See that? But it doesn't have a dimension for where that is. But it's still geometry we can use to build this out. So I'm going to leave it right here. I'm just going to leave the geometry hanging out, not doing anything. And I'm going to build up the top and just intersect it out, and we'll close it out somehow. I don't actually have a vertical dimension, so I don't even know what that is. So hold on, let's take a little peek back over here and see. No, it looks like it comes all the way down on this picture. Oh no, but there's a gap. That makes sense.
Mind the gap.
There is a 6-meter gap. That's how you would clamp it shut. That makes sense. Okay, so 20 with the 6. Yeah, and then there's an opening here. That was really the reason I copied that geometry is I didn't want to have to recreate this this piece again. Straight up laziness. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here.
No, you're just being efficient.
That works. That sounds way better. I'm going to copy these two pieces, come out of context, edit, paste in place. Then I'm going to immediately grab them and move them vertically 6 to get my gap. There we go. Then I can take both of those, bring them up 20. Okay, there's that. Let's see. I guess we would want to have the same gap of 6 right here. So I come down this way. Oh, this is where I'm starting to make stuff up, guys, because I can't find the exact numbers I want. So this is 25.
Took some liberties with this bit.
So if I come down 25 from here and come straight across like that, I go straight across this way and back up. That gives me that face there. Do the same thing on this side. I'll come straight across like that. And just to close out the side, I know we have an arc here, but I'm just going to do this to close that. And that would be half of this. Oh, kind of. I'd still have to come across here. Like, click there, click there, click there, click there, click there, and, oh, that closed it. Then I could get rid of all this geometry here. Something like that?
Maybe so. Maybe so.
Maybe.
Look at the other drawing.
I closed it. Can't look at it ever again.
Ah!
I know, it's the worst. Hey, Brian, welcome back. Watch it head. Okay. So yeah, it does look like there is a little bit of a, see that gap right there? That looks like it could be the same distance right here, 6 and 6. So I'm gonna say that's good. That is absolutely what we want more than anything else in the world. I have decided. I have spoken. All right.
I'm thinking it looks good so far. I keep getting confused because we have to put in the bushing or whatever.
Yeah, there's going to be another piece in there. I'm going to grab all of this, rotate that around the center here, like that. I can get rid of that line anyhow. And get rid of these pieces in here. Whoops, something didn't break. Something didn't break. Oh, I didn't do what? What? That was it. All right. All right, so last piece on here, which is weird to say already, we only have a last piece. Oh, kind of, no, yeah, yes. Don't argue with me, yes. 2 pieces. We have to put the arc on top and then the hole for lubrication in the top. That arc, so I'm gonna grab a circle. We go find the center of this right here and pull it straight up to 58. And then I can just get rid of these pieces below. And take that and just pull it across. Boom. All right, I can just do some cleanup to get rid of these extra lines. Got another reverse face on this side. Extra lines for more deletion. And actually I have some geometry that I left behind down here too that I can just grab in mass. Delete that, and same thing over here. Got that little Z fighting flicker going on. A lot of people get worried about that. A lot of times it tells me that there's an issue that should probably be addressed.
It's an early warning system.
There you go. That works. All right. So what we have here, if I put a line right across here, at the middle of this line, I want a circle that is 3, a diameter of 3 going down there, and then at 3 deep, it's going to open to 6. Hold on, I got a couple of questions that I don't understand.
Yeah, I was trying to understand them to then repeat them.
Okay, so for the circle, I just decided across the board I was going to draw everything with 24 sides. And that was just something I started with, and I'm just sticking with it. If I was actually planning on printing this out and wanted a smoother circle, I would probably do that arc with more sides. But I'm just sticking with 24 in this particular case. But you are...
Well, I think Alejandro was asking a question unrelated to this model, because he had a question right above that too. He's wanting to do organic elements.
Yeah, if you're going to do something more organic, then yes, I would suggest more sides. But that's really up to you. If I'm doing organic, I'll probably do something more like subdivision modeling, which breaks it down so I don't have to work in high polygons. I can work in low polygon versions and then increase the organicness for output. Okay, so here's how I'm going to do this. I'm going to draw a circle above the midpoint. So I'm going to go from here, I'm going to go up and then pull a circle out on the red axis.
Axis. Singular. Sorry, man.
1.5, which will give me a circle of 3. I'm going to pull that up some amount. And then at that some amount, I'm going to do a push-pull with a modifier key to pull that up 3. Then I'm going to grab that piece at the top. I'm going to scale, pull about the middle to 2, which is going to make it twice as big. So this circle right now, this here is 6. This circle is 3. This height right here is 3. Now I can take all this geometry, grab it by this edge, move it vertically straight down till it intersects back into that piece. And it sticks through because I made it long. Now I can grab all of this, right click, intersect face with selection. And then all I have to do is come delete some extra geometry.
Not bad.
And then
not bad.
Orient faces. Thank you very much. And I will just Alt erase these 2 lines to get rid of those. So there we have our, I almost call it a fuel port, our oil hole.
Oil hole. Oil hole.
Oil hole.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's triple click that. Make component. And this is part 4, according to the drawing.
All right.
All right.
And I would probably save at this point. I don't know about you, but
We'll give it a shot. We'll see what happens. What's the worst that could happen? Nope. Let's not talk. Let's not talk about that.
there's
All right.
some wood to knock on.
All right. Let's hop back into our style and swap that out. Let's do that bearing piece next. Right here. Okay. This should be pretty easy because this looks like this is just a bunch of stacking holes. And I don't know if this is where saying stupid things like this should be easy is where I get shot in the foot, but I'm an optimist.
Definitely a Murphy's Law moment.
That's right.
Yeah.
Let's see what you got, Murphy. All right, so I'm going to start with a circle and put it at the center. Inference over this, put it right here. So if I pull that straight up till it hits an edge, I get 32 or 64, which I do have on here. So if I'm going to go ahead and make that circle, that's right here. That's this dimension right here. So that amount right there goes in 12. So I'm just going to pull that in 12. And for the sake of making this easy to see, I'm going to hide this top piece. All right, so that's what I did right now. I pulled that in that amount. The inside ring right here is 60. So I can draw another circle from the center there. Pull that up 30. I am trying to align my axes, so every time I'm always pulling straight up or straight to the side. So either following the blue or the red axes. And then I can pull that one this direction. Well, it should be just right here. Yes, 64 minus 24. And then here I can draw another circle. Pull that straight down. That again is my 64. Whoops, I missed it. Pull it straight down. Straight out. That's my 32, aka 64. Pull it out to here, and pull this one out to here too, and erase that circle. All right, so we have this piece, and this piece, sans the hole through or the hole in the top. So let's keep going there. I'll draw another circle, draw right here, pull along the red axes, and this should be 76 halves. Right there. And that comes out another 10. So I'll pull this, 10, double click here, get rid of that. And this is obviously, this is a piece that is symmetrical. So I always get that question. Couldn't I just draw that, half of that? In theory, that always sounds very nice, but there are times where setting it up to draw a half of it is more work than just drawing a circle and push-pulling it. So in this case, that was super easy. All right, the interior is a radius of 38. So I'm gonna draw one more circle to the center, pull that up, 38. Nope, that's the main, that was absolutely wrong number.
That's a good try though.
The inside is a diameter of 50, so I'm going to pull it up 25, and I should be able to take that and push it all the way through. All right. So that is most of my... I'm confused about this oil hole. Does that just go...
Into the middle there as well?
All the way through? Does it go all the way through?
I would think.
I really don't understand what I'm doing now.
It's kind of hard to see it in the cutaway up there, if it does.
All right. Well, I'll do it. I don't care.
It's not like this thing's going to production anyway.
That's right. Yeah, tell them to come talk to me if they have a problem with this in the field. Because I will have one argument. I'll be saying, why are you using that in the field? Okay, so I'm going to pull this way 3.
Pointless in the field.
And I'm just going to pull it down in the middle. And then same thing, I'll select it all. Intersect face with selection, and then just chop off what's left. Get rid of my leftovers. Looks like I have a little bit of maybe a... Okay, I can say it right. Orient faces, and I can grab all of that, and I'll just soften and smooth it to get rid of those lines I just drew on there. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and save it.
Now,
Go to
you can tell
Outliner
everybody what your shirt is.
and turn part 4 back on. All right. I will, but
But wait.
This is actually, I'm not going to do this because there's definitely a lack of information here. This is a bearing, so there's multiple pieces here, but they're supposed to be showing me something here. But you see I have part 3 and part 2 separate.
But they both say, in the materials, this says they're both brass bearings.
So we're going to call this whole thing part 0203. How about that? Now I covered the fact that I don't know what the rest of it is. Hey, it's working. It's looking good. Yeah, so this is who's got this? Who recognizes the reference? This is a reference to a t-shirt. No, this is a reference.
It's a t-shirt that's referencing a movie.
Wow, thank you, Jody. It's a good thing you're here. Oh, man.
It's a good thing, yeah. How embarrassing.
Okay. That's right. Brad got it. Second volume knob goes to 11. Smell the glove. You're all right. This is Spinal Tap is the official title of the movie. You are correct. You guys are also right. Okay. Let's put some screws on here. Where are we at? We're less than an hour in right now. I'm having that constant debate.
I'm going to put threads in this? I don't know.
now that Dave has walked me through putting in threads, it's not so bad. But yeah, I don't know how much time I want to spend on it. I think that well, let's see. Let's get everything else in there and just see how long that takes. If it takes us longer than 10 minutes, then maybe we'll just skip the threads and just make it narrower. All right, let's change the image. Go back to styles. Change my watermark one more time to my bolt. Okay. So this is all simple enough. I got a taper here to where it's only threaded at the end. The head's a piece of cake, no problem. My only real question I have is this. When I was looking at the original, at the image, I kind of thought these were two separate nuts, like the second one locks the first one in place. This makes it look like maybe this is a cap. I'm not really sure what to do right now.
Yeah, I was kind of figuring it was just a locking nut.
Yeah, I thought it was just two separate pieces. We'll go with that. We'll do that. We'll model more like what's shown right here. But we're not gonna, there's some weird things happening. Like with this rendering right here, it looks like this top nut actually cuts into the round part. See that? It also doesn't have the flanges on it that this one does.
So both on Facebook, Bep on Facebook and Dave on YouTube are pointing out that bearing should be split into two pieces.
Is that just...
but I'm not quite sure where. I don't see it in the
Is that this piece right here is split? Like just this middle piece is a split bearing?
I don't know. It didn't. The drawings is not.
Yeah.
Not making that.
Hey, I called it part
2/3,
so.
You just covered your butt.
Yeah.
Could be either one. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. So that could use some further work. Let's move along.
Oh, Dave said it's top and bottom.
The whole, not the whole piece. Like this whole piece doesn't get cut. Just this middle section.
Oh, I'm not Dave.
Sorry, I was asking Dave.
Oh.
Oh, and about this Jody guy, Dave.
Jeez, don't get me started. Horizontal to match the clamping action. TWA Bechtel. So everybody's on this.
The whole thing cuts in half.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, I can do that. Okay. All right. Here's how I'm going to do that. I'm going to go hide these two pieces. And I'm going to draw a rectangle at the middle point.
Okay, now it's devolved into puns, so we'll just carry on here.
That's better. Now I feel comfortable with what's going on. I'm going to take this whole thing and make it a group. And then I'm going to grab my solid tools and use this, subtract this from this, and give me a half. Nice. I'm going to take that, I'm going to rotate that 180 degrees. I'm assuming the bottom piece doesn't have a hole in it, or is that a fair assumption?
I think that is accurate.
So I will, oops.
Ooh, that was exciting.
You monster.
What's going on here? Well, hey, this could be a stitching opportunity if you play your cards right.
Yeah, it's not very much stitching. It's just like a tease.
Is that the Ellen logo?
And then I'll alt erase that. All right, so.
Oh, Dave said there's a hole in the bottom too. I think these people are pulling legs. Legs are being pulled.
All right, no, fine. I'll leave a hole. I don't care. I've stopped caring. I don't care. All right, so now, so for my components, I can take this bottom one now, make it a component, and I will call this one part 02. This top one will be part 03. Part 03. All right, and now I can come out here, show my other stuff. All right, there we go. Now we got a split bearing, kind of. thing. That makes sense. All right, I've learned so much about this thing that I still don't remember what it's called.
The plumber block.
That's right. Plumber, not plumber, plumber.
Named after Christopher Plummer, who was in Sound of Music, which we were referencing just moments ago.
Obviously so.
So
Wait,
that
what?
must be where the name came from.
Obviously I didn't pay attention. Okay, so because this piece has a round end, I'm kind of inclined to make this whole thing a follow me. So, but the only issue with a follow me, the reason I don't like to do more follow me work is because with a follow me, you don't ever end up with a circle you can inference the middle off of. I mean, it can go either way. It's really a preference thing. So I'm kind of feeling like what I'll do is I will start down here with a circle, and I will make this is this piece right here. So I will make this 14, and then on top of that, I'll draw this 16. I'll pull that up 30, 130, and then for the bottom, I'll come in here, draw a line down 12, and then put an arc. I don't know. Here, let me draw a line like this so I can inference that. Maybe there's a full. Let's see. Just go like this.
It kind of looks like it only goes halfway.
It does. Looks like it's flat right there, right?
Yep.
All right. Well, so we'll say
not flat. I mean, it looks flat, but
which means we're going to have to use a Bezier. We can't use a standard curve there. So I go from here to halfway, pull it up parallel this way, and then I don't know, something like that. And then I'm going to grab this circle, follow me with this. Probably lost my.
Neat. I made everything.
What
blue.
the?
Whoa!
Everything fell apart. Undo, undo. Okay, let's try that again.
Take it back. David said it's a square-headed bolt.
All right, I'd like to see where your evidence is to that.
I see nothing to support this conclusion.
I'm not saying you're not right.
Okay, so if it was a hex, then it would look like the hex pieces up top. Wait, but if it's round, oh, the corners are chamfered. That's what he's saying, which I guess makes sense. That way, it's going to keep it.
Will this even fit in?
Yeah. See, if it was square, it wouldn't go in there. Is that where it's supposed to go? Is that the appropriate hole for that?
It is.
It would have to be square, otherwise it's going to just spin. And how would you tighten the nuts on the other end?
So is this supposed to not be square? Is this supposed to be, or is this supposed to be square also?
Maybe. I mean, it's not in the picture, but
undo, angry undo.
Oh, interesting.
Not really.
So
I'm not angry.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so if that is the case, see, this is. I like doing this kind of stuff. I'm totally joking about being irritated in the slightest. Then I could go 28, 28. Come here and knock my corners off a bit. Pull that up 12.
You know, when you go search the internet for plumber head, you don't get a whole lot of. You don't get. Oh, because it's a block. I'm a blockhead. Plumber head does not get you much in the way of helpful data.
And then it's rounded off this way. Yeah. Okay, so does that, so going back to my question before, is this supposed to be square too?
Right, it's not like called out. There's not, you just see
Yeah,
it
it's all
in
kind of
profile,
covered
you don't
up, but
see
it's
it.
we're only looking at it from, which I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you guys. I got where you're coming from. We'll do it. We got it. I'm just curious if I should make this into a square right here rather than a circle. Talk amongst yourselves. Figure that out for me. All right. So
Okay,
what
it
I'm
says
going to do.
plan view shows a square for the 28 measurement, not a diameter.
Oh, okay, so this is a square. So if I come in here, I want to go put a rectangle right in the middle of this thing. I draw it from the middle and call it 28, comma 28.
Well, we'll just make it a square. Makes the most sense.
All right, I'm going to pull this up here first.
Ooh, okay, I'm putting a picture that I just ran across here. It's from SolidWorks, but it says showing an exploded view of this thing. And then you can look at this. All right, look at it on the form. It makes a lot more sense now.
Yeah. Got it. We got it. We got this. Don't even worry about it.
No, I wasn't worried. I was never worried.
Good. Good to know. All right. I forgot how far to push this in. 12? 12. So should I not have rounded these corners? Is it just the top that's rounded?
It's just a chamfer.
Oops. All right, let me do this all over again then. Get rid of all this. All right, so then we'll go rectangle one more time from the center. So find midpoint there, midpoint there. 28, and I get rid of these little curves I put in here. Pull that back up to here. And that didn't break, so I'm just going to draw a line to force that break. All right, now what I want to do is I'm going to come here and draw a line straight across. And then I'm going to draw a Bezier curve from here to here. Pull down. Actually, I got to go a little further than that, don't I?
Yeah, there are lots of good suggestions.
Whoops. Yeah, I'm going to take that over here. Get rid of this, all this. And then I'm just going to draw a circle up above this one. Select that. Follow me with this. And then what I tend to do, so there's a couple ways to do this. If I'm going to use solid tools, what I will generally do is something like this. I don't know, maybe this is just for my brain wants like logic in a place that, I don't know, it's just what I want. But I'll actually come
I
in
like
here.
that you suggest that you use logic though. It's nice.
Well, occasionally, it feels good. So almost make like a a dish. Totally unnecessary, but what I did right there is now I made this into potentially a solid. So I could make that a group. I grab this, make this a group, and then I can align it here. So that should all line up. Oops, wrong button. Get behind. There we go. And take that then and say move it from here vertically to my bottom point here. Let me turn on my hidden just to see, make sure I get to that. Yep, boom, right there. All right, so now what I could do is I could say take this, go back to my solid tools, and subtract that from my not a solid. Why are you not a solid? Come on, man. Oh, because I had an internal face. I broke it, but I didn't delete it. All right, try that again. Select here, cut from this. I didn't do that right.
That's lovely. Dave said it's going to be too small.
I just started doing things, and then the thinking kind of fell to the wayside there.
It's because you said logic. You're talking about what seemed logical to you, the guy who does not like math.
Right. So this is 39.6. Let me try this again. When I come in here, I could come in here and say here to here is 39.6. Rescale that group real quick. There we go. And now we can. Oh. Some days kind of feels like a Monday today, you know? Let's see how that looks now.
Dave said use a cone shape instead of a hemisphere.
Yeah, I'd have to do some stretching to make this work. It would have been
It's good to stretch. I mean, yoga is part of my daily routine.
That's good stuff. That's good. All right, but it's not perfect. I'm going to do it. I'm going to cut that from this. That'll give me that. I feel good about that. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take that and I'm going to, oh, it's already a group. I don't have to do anything else with it.
There was an impressive amount of time and effort that went into adding that chamfer to that bolt. Who would have thought? I would have thought that thing would have been one of the easier tasks.
Well, maybe, I think part of it was I was honestly a little bit caught off guard by that one. I'm going to line that with the center. I'll push that vertically up into there. All right, and I'm not gonna draw threads. I'm sorry, we've done threads before. So I'm gonna just come in here and I'm just gonna draw a new circle from the center. What is this now? This is 8, so I'm gonna draw it 7. And I'm just gonna strip this part down a little bit like that, representing where threads would go. I might even come in here and do something like this. Emulate kind of what they got here where the threads start. Grab that and move it vertical. Other vertical. There we go. I feel good about that. All right. All that to say, now we get to draw these. This I was a little more prepared for, just slightly more prepared for. So I'm going to come in here, start by drawing a circle right on top of this one. I'll draw another circle. I'm going to take this one on the red axis to where it would hit this line. That's going to be this lip right here. So I will go ahead, take that and push it up. We'll go 1. Then I'm going to grab a polygon with 6 sides. Let me go to the center here and pull that out vertically. So if it comes all the way to the edge, it's here, but it doesn't. It comes just back from it. So I'm going to go to 12. I'm going to try to use even dimensions if I can. And I will pull that up to, yeah, why not? We'll go to 8. No, let's go bigger. Let's go 9. It's just so crazy. Okay. That is my lower nut. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to make a reusable cutter. And I'm going to do this by drawing a rectangle like that. And I'm going to put an arc on there that's going to just kiss the edge, just past the edge right there. But if I take that shape, if I take that shape and I rotate it, right? So if I take it and start spinning around like this and see how it's going to cut into, it's just going to chop those corners off. It needs to be a little bit longer. See, it didn't quite go long enough there. So I will scale that out just a little bit longer. There we go. So now if I rotate that again, that's what I want. I just want to knock those corners off, just like I got here. And this is where I could play with this and fidget with this and make this just perfect so it takes just the right amount off, but you get the idea, right? You guys got it. You're smart people. Yeah, that's what I want. I want to knock those corners off like that. Just my own sense of OCD. I'm going to break it right there. I'm going to put a circle directly above that piece. Select that. Follow me with this. Yeah, look at that. See how that cup sits right on there? Perfect. All right, so I'm going to grab all of that, make that into a group, grab my solid tools again. I don't know why I keep turning it off. Let's just set it here and leave it, shall we? I'll put it right there. And rather than use subtract this time, I'm just going to use trim that from the nut, and then I can move that piece up, and there we go. Got those corners knocked off.
Nice. Looks like looks like a corner knockoff.
Yep. That's what we shoot for here. All right, I'm going to grab this piece. I'm going to go to rotate, and I'm going to rotate a copy on top of itself. Rather than do all that again, which I don't want to do, actually, so I guess I don't need that cutter anymore. I lied, I did not.
Yeah.
I don't use that. So I'm going to just take this, pull it down so that goes away. Reclose this face. And I'm going to push this down to maybe about there. Then I'll grab all of that, rotate it again. Actually, before I rotate it, I'll delete this. Then I'll grab all of it, rotate it from the middle here, Option, flip it over, get rid of these pieces here.
Perfection.
Whew. That's what I would have told somebody if I didn't know better. That is perfect. All right, let's take that now. Drop that down on here. I don't know where this 30 came from for this nut length. 130, that's excessive. That's way bigger.
That's curious.
Or did I go bigger than that? That's possible too. No, that's 130 meters, just like a normal bolt is. All right, so I'm just gonna push this down so it just peeks up, just past, like that. I'm making executive decisions. All right, I'm gonna grab all of that, all those pieces, and I'm gonna make those into one more component called part 05. Awesome. To put that onto the other side, there's a couple things I could do. It's kind of hard because horizontally there's not a whole lot to copy from. My inkling, oh, here we go. This is the easiest way to do it. I'll move it from the bottom. So I'm going to grab here, copy to here, and there we go. That should finish that piece almost, because I'm going to scale it, of course. Silly. I needed to mention.
So everybody's suggesting that there's not a flange on that bottom nut, that it's actually a washer, although I don't see it ever listed as a part in the actual original image.
It could be, but the reason I thought it was integrated into the nut is because the corners aren't knocked off of the bottom here.
Yeah.
See that?
Yeah. Well, and it says bolt with nuts too. It doesn't say bolts with nuts and washers. There's
You know,
a lot of stuff missing.
it's
this
the
here
lack
document.
of definite answers that make this fun.
Nice. Yeah, fun. That's what we're having.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna grab all this
It's really
and
killing
make
me
it a
that
component.
big gap between the top plate and the bottom block.
That's 6 millimeters right
I'm gonna,
there.
s- I guess.
This right
Like,
here.
I'm gonna assume it's so you can bolt. Yeah, maybe you're supposed to bolt something else to that there. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. I think I don't know is a
Dig in.
solid. Yeah, that's a. We all dunno. All of us together dunno. Okay,
I
so
mean, the internet's got all over the place. So I'm guessing it's right. The internet wouldn't be wrong.
I've yet to see that happen. All right, this is 64 right here. Oh, actually, just grab the whole thing, scale it down, 0.01, or is it 0.001?
You're in meters and you want to go to millimeters?
001? That looks better.
001.
Drop that over by Laura. That seems reasonable. All right, so I can double
It's the
check
gap.
by. This should be
The gap lets
64
you clamp it
millimeters.
even tighter on the bearing.
Oh yeah, crank that thing down, then lock it in place. All right, so with that, go to my styles. Get rid of this. Save that. There's
Jim
our
wants
first
you
part.
to round the top of the bolt, or the tip of the bolt.
How about this?
Oh yeah, oh, I like that. I didn't like that really. I was just kidding.
I know. I don't see a
Nice.
point in actually
Print it.
putting round geometry on something that's 0.001 meters. Less than a millimeter. But yeah, I got you covered. Cool. Let's save that. I may, just for the sake of use, if I ever wanted to work with this at all, I may go into info and set that to millimeters. So now if I was to come in here and check stuff, it would be something I could easily check. Yeah, awesome. That's done. Save.
Stick a fork in it.
That's right.
Next.
Next. Oh, man, it's like a sweatshop. Actually, it is a sweatshop. I'm like 78 degrees right now.
Oh,
I actually
geez,
do have,
heat.
I do have an air conditioner in here, but it makes a healthy amount of noise. Ed McCougan on YouTube is asking why I don't just draw in millimeters to begin with. If I knew everything was nice square millimeters, I would have, because it's really not that big of a deal. We're not super small. My concern is when I get to really small pieces in millimeters, when I start going sub-millimeter, that gets kind of tiny. And SketchUp was really built around the idea of architectural modeling, which stuff's not really smaller than a 16th or 32nd of an inch. So anything that's 0.0001 inches, SketchUp has a hard time creating that geometry. It can manipulate it and support it, but it's hard for it to draw. So anything where I'm going down close to a millimeter, I generally model at a larger scale. All right, that one's done. We got, yeah, I'm not getting hot coffee delivered today, just you guys go wondering.
Cold brew.
Oh yeah,
It's cold brew
and that's
day.
your thing. I do have to come in here and I have to grab these pieces. These are all these components right now are bigger, because the actual components on the inside have had their scale reset also. So I would have to come in here and, where'd it go? Reset my scale? Nope.
Oh,
Oh, scale
Mike.
definition. There we go. I don't know. Sometimes stuff's right in front of you there. Or grab all those, and maybe that was why. Maybe because I couldn't do multiple, but I actually want to take each piece then and rescale each of those too, because otherwise I'm actually working on scaled versions of larger geometry. Oh, it's because of these. Nope, that works too. Because I just scaled the larger container. I could have exploded out of that first container also. So yeah, that was good. I'm gonna say that again. Let's start a new one. All right, this next one maybe we'll do this quicker. Just fly.
And better.
Whoa.
Just aspire for greatness.
You said that, not me.
Not
All right. All right, so here's project 2A.
This has a lot of numbers in it too.
Yeah, it does. What the heck? Like somebody likes numbers or something. All right, so I have 1, 2, 3 pieces with a bearing and some nuts and bolts. All right, so I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna take pictures of, here's the main piece. This is just, somebody asked this before, this is just the regular screen capture. Nothing special. This isn't SketchUp or any special. This is just how it works on Mac. It's command print screen or control print screen on a Windows machine, something like that. I don't know. I'll grab all this mess at the same time. Just grab all that together. All right. Now, same thing. I'm going to come in here, set my modeling info, decimal meters, 2 decimal points, no length snapping. I go to styles, watermark, import my first watermark, which I don't remember what it is. This one, this big one. Yep, this is a big one. Background, lower right. Well, let's bring that down a touch, just a skosh. All right.
We should do one of these sessions, one of these Wednesday sessions where you actually trace on the drawing just to see how well that goes.
We could do that. You want to try that on here? Let me, I'll leave it down here for, well, no. Let's get rid of this. We'll see what happens. Stuff's just so crazy. Let's go import.
Mad world.
That's where we're at. That's the life that we live. The world, Vita Loca. The world, I don't remember how to say world. Terra Loca? I don't know.
What are we doing?
What am I doing? Sorry. Import. All right, let me go grab my picture. Let's, as an image, import it. All right, drop that. Okay, so this right here is 204. So I'm gonna have to do some scaling up. I'll say 204. And resize that all. All right, there we go. So here's the thing, and this is what I would say about drawing off of really any drawings you get is even though you have something I can about snap to, I would still always input dimensions if I have the option. So unless I really have a missed dimension, I want to inference where that's at, I wouldn't just click here to draw. Because if you look at my dimensions, this is 203.2 by 30.37. It's supposed to be 204 by 28. So drawing onto scale dimensions is not a bad thing. You can use the kind of inferencing and see where stuff is relatively, but it's not going to be the perfect way to get that geometry. So I'm going to just kind of inference approximately where it is, and then I'm going to still type in 204 comma 28. And then I could take that piece and I could pull it up 112 to get that block right there. All right, now I'm going to do the same thing here. Let's see. I want to go from the center line. I'm going to come up 56. And then I'm going to go up another 190. Starting to see, look how far off I am already. And that's,
Yeah, this happens every time I try and like work with floor plans.
yeah, not awesome. So I'm going to drop that down. I went over 45, which is half of the overall dimension of 90. All right, I'm going to turn on X-ray to continue tracing this thing. Okay, so actually I'm going to keep that last line. So this is something actually happens at 56 right here where it splits. And then here's my 190. And I can only assume the way these dimensions are that this is supposed to be centered. So I'm going to go to my center right here. I'll come out 6. And then I'll go up 24. And then I'll just copy that rectangle. All right, that's that little bump out right there. And then from the center, I got 72 halves. It's right here, which comes in 37.
Whew. This, ladies and gentlemen, is why you don't do the trace over and hope for the best of accuracy.
Jody asked for it. Sorry to pass the blame immediately. Yeah.
This is good though, because you can talk about, because there's people always asking about doing floor plans.
Yeah, and honestly, like I said, I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing to do, but what you need to not expect is to just pull in an image or even a DXF or PNG. Thank you very much. After I said that about coffee, hot coffee showed up. You can't just expect to pull that geometry out like that and just immediately start using it, because I mean, look how far off we were here on this one. But I mean, it's something. So I'm going to take that now. I'm going to take that whole piece and I'm going to move it. I'm actually going to copy it vertically to the center. And I can get rid of this iteration of it, because that's not actually what I wanted. So from there, if we're looking at it from the front now, the total width is 76. So I'll pull this up, 76 halves, pull it down, 76 halves. So yeah, I mean, I guess the argument at this point can be made that how much time is being saved by doing it that way versus just having the reference image and pulling dimensions off of it. I don't know. I can tell you what you should or shouldn't do.
Yeah, I don't think you lost terribly much time, but it definitely was not there was not an advantage to tracing.
Yeah. So not quite as clean either, because now, well, I mean, it's not too bad. So now what I can come in here is I can come in here and say that I could put these two profiles on here. So from the middle, it's 56 halves, and then that goes up 56. Comes across, and then I have a 45 here. So I'm gonna do for the 45 is actually grab this line right here and option copy it to 45 degrees. There you go. Now that I can rotate from this point. I wouldn't want to rotate from this point because the midpoint here is off because it's cut. So I got to come to a different midpoint that lines up. Option copy that over on the other side. And then I can take that and push pull through to the back half, through to the back. Yeah, I don't like this modeling laying down very much either. So we're gonna get vertical. I'm gonna come up here and all right. What else we got? All right, so as I look at it this way, that's done. But if I look at it this way, I got two things. I got roundness here. It's from the middle. Okay, so I need to do a circle. My circle is inferenced at the middle of this. So I'm going to draw a circle from the middle of that line right there, straight up to here. And then just push these pieces back. Alt erase that. I'm gonna get rid of X-ray too. X-ray is nice, but I really struggle seeing what I'm doing in X-ray. I don't know, it's a thing. It's reality. Okay. Last two pieces, I think, are these two holes. So these holes are from the middle. I want to come up half of 130. There's one, and then from that same point, oh boy, something got weird there. 130 halves again. And then I have two holes that are 28, so 14. So go right here and pull down, 14. Now let's do another one right here, 14. And I can delete all these lines and just, one more. Push that through to the back side. Double click on this one to pull it through. All right. And I think that's everything. So if I look at it from the side, I think I got all that. Clean a little block there. If I look at it from the front, got my cut there. Circle, circle. Yeah. So I think part one is done. So I'm going to grab that. Hey, you know what I haven't done? Wait, hold on. Let me look back. You guys just don't care anymore.
Yeah. What happened?
Yeah.
What changed?
Yeah. Jody just divulged that nobody cares anymore. Project.
I heard saw a new phrase. It was quarantine fatigue. I think that's what's going on.
Yeah. My wife and I were talking about, heard the term freshman 20 when you first move into the dorms and you're eating you gain a little extra weight that first year, that freshman. So I figured, yeah, there's something like that too, but it's not 15 pounds. So I've gained my quarantine 20.
Oh no, that's problematic.
Yeah. Fortunately, I'm only visible from here up. No, I've been working hard to not, but there's definitely a difference between real life and quarantine mass gain.
I'm probably down a couple pounds since the beginning of all this thing.
Wow. Well done.
Wow. When you only eat one meal a day, it's pretty easy to maintain. True.
I think that's the problem is like my go-to thing when I'm bored is playing video games or eating, and I've kind of gotten bored of video games at this point.
Yeah, if I was giving myself the option to graze, I would graze a lot. That's no bueno.
That is the problem. Food's just sitting there, hanging out, not being eaten.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uppity food.
Where did they get off?
Yeah. Okay. So this piece, I'm assuming, is the piece that goes back here because it has this notch in it. I think what I could do, I think I can recycle here too, because it looks like this dimension is 48. This dimension here is 6. So I think what I will do is grab these pieces, not the bottom part, but these pieces right here and copy it. Then I'll go out of context, and I will paste that in place. Now I'll take this face right here, rotate that from the center of this square. So find the center here, find the center here. Option, copy it down. I'll be able to tell if it's right if the holes line up, and they do. All right, and then I will triple click all that, make that a new component, which I will call part 02. And now if I go in context, actually hide the rest of that to work on it. All right, so I'm gonna grab all of it, reverse faces, because this is the inside I'm looking at. And now it is 32 deep, so I'm gonna grab this, pull it this way, option to make a brand new surface, 32. I'm gonna do the same thing here, option, pull it all the way through to here. And then to close this side right here, I'm just gonna draw a rectangle at the top, like that, and then I can get rid of these extra lines. So that's pretty simple. I do have some reverse faces because I did an option. I inverse some stuff by making that new face, but it was the only way to pull past this stop point all in one go. I could have stopped there, subtracted 6 from 32, and then pulled the rest, but it's easier to right click and say orient faces rather than do subtraction. Okay. Now I have to figure out what I'm looking at. What's that?
So there's comments and questions.
Let's do them.
Is there a fillet or rounded edges? Brad is also wondering why components are better than groups on this one.
My general workflow has me create components for anything that represents a thing in the real world, or anything that may repeat. Anytime something repeats, a component makes it nice because you edit one copy and they all get changed. The idea of if it's a real thing in the real world, that comes to the ability to put names on it, put prices on it, or something like that, additional data that I can put in a component that I don't have available in a group. So that's where I go with, and you guys probably have ideas out there too. There's probably a good half dozen different ways of rules people have for components versus groups. I have gotten to the point where I make almost everything components. I use groups for temporarily connecting geometry to isolate it from other geometry, or if I have a collection of groups. So I have a whole bunch of parts and I want to make all those parts just stay together, but they're not in themselves necessarily a new part, then I'll use groups. So that's kind of my thought on it, but it's really kind of up to you how you want to actually use those pieces. I have a thing that it looks like, is there just a little 3x3 hole right there? 'Cause it looks like I got a cut through right here too.
Yeah, it's snug. It's snug.
What is this? Is this just a bar coming out the back?
It looks like it.
I don't.
Diameter
I'm trying to remember what it is I'm actually drawing here.
It's a something head.
right.
What was that thing called? Crosshead. Yeah.
So
I guess that bar can be whatever length you want.
Because it looks like it just goes out into infinity, right?
Yeah. So I think you should do one of those little kind of cut off jobby jobs like it has on the left.
We do
Model it into the actual drawing.
Let's do that. First, I want to do a teeny little right there. So I'm going to make this
Dave has posted his model, he said.
2. And I'm going to come this way, 2. And I'm going to draw an arc between those two pieces, like that. I'm going to grab this and this. It goes all the way around. And I'm going to say, follow me with that. All right. And for this, I'm going to grab this piece right here and make a copy of it. I'm going to take that, I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees, and I'm going to grab by the side and I'm going to rotate it 45 degrees. And I'm going to bring it, wait, something I did wrong. All right. I grabbed the wrong axes. Axis. 45 degrees.
Axis is 1.
Some guys will just never learn. I get to say that about myself.
There's a line in the Demolition Man about somebody's always wanted to ice skate uphill. It's always confused me because I don't know how you ice skate uphill because ice just kind of flattens it. So, it's flat. Sorry. I might have wandered off on my own little tangent there.
That's okay. We're good. All right, I'm going to take this, reverse it. There we go. Now I'm just going to grab all that, intersect face with selection. There we go. Grab all this too. There we go. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Okay. Oh yeah, my little notches. I still don't get it, but I'm gonna do it. So I'm gonna come this way. 3, 1.5. And I'm just gonna push it in 3 too, because I don't see a depth number. There's my notch. Do another one here. 3, 1.5. Let me know what this is for.
Oh,
I don't care.
sure.
I mean, it's modeled. I was just curious if anybody knew what it was. All right. Looks like that piece is done. Boom. We're running through them. Like, actually, I'm going quicker. I thought, like, a lot of times I'm like, all right, let's just knock this thing out. 20 minutes of exposition later. Let's get started.
That's it.
But this
If
actually
your
feels
mouth
like it's
would
going.
just get out of your way.
Stupid word hole. All right. Let's go double click here. Change that again to this piece right here. Probably scale that up a little. Oh, this one's gonna be cake. All right. Yeah, so I might do the same. I would do the same thing. I'll come in here and grab this, copy that, come out of context, edit, paste in place, which I keep hitting. I do have a shortcut key here, but I guess I want to just call attention to it. It's good stuff. I'll take that, go to the middle here, that, and I'm going to do this while it's in 2D. I'm going to put a rectangle right here, triple click, make component, part 03, get rid of this, and pull this out. 32. Check some dimensions. 76 across. 190 out to out. Center of hole to center of hole should be 130. That's every dimension we got, so that's done. No crazy notches, no weirdness. That was
all those notches were really what slowed us down on the first piece.
I like that idea, Brad. I'm gonna make a t-shirt that says stupid word hole. How about an arrow pointing up on top of that too? Okay. That looks good. I don't know if last time I saved, so we'll go ahead and do that.
Might as well. I mean, what else are you gonna do?
I got it. I got the command S. I got the fingers to do it. I'm kind of wondering why I don't have a shortcut key for save over on the mouse. Might have to look into that.
You have spare? Do you have any spots left you can use?
No, that's probably why I don't. But I think some of these buttons have dual function where if you tap it versus click and hold, you can actually put a second command on it. I'll have to dive into that. All right, we have some final pieces here, which are the bearing and the bolts. Shrink it down just a skosh. Okay. Let's see here. I like how they draw this hatching like it's supposed to mean stuff.
It probably meant something to the guy that did it.
Odds are good.
Maybe his boss.
All right, so let's see here. This is 72 right now. Oh, 76. That's this dimension right here. 88 out. 36. Oh, there's, okay, so here's that dimension right there. From there out to here. So it looks like, and then from there back to here is 40? I don't see this lining up right.
Let's see what happens. It's gonna be exciting.
All right, so I just want to draw a shape to start with. And then, okay, I'm gonna make this into my new component. Part 04. So I can get rid of all the other stuff. So this is what my hole currently is in that piece. So I'm seeing.
So there's two theories here. One of them is, well, the fact that hatching has different directions means that it's two parts, probably.
Mm-hmm. Or it's a section. Oh, that's what it is. This is cut through here. So it's saying this is solid of some sort.
Yeah.
You guys buy that?
Brad thinks it could also be. Brad thinks it could be an inset, but I don't. Historically, we don't get a hatching with insets.
No, I mean it looks like it wants to follow. Here's the part that I'm. Well, we should look at the second picture. Hold on. Stop trying to think and just look.
I feel like that second picture had a lot of information in there.
Oh, this is better though. Okay, but it is a solid piece, and it looks like it does sit snug inside that. And again, we have to remember this is all hand drafted when there was only 2 dimensions in the world.
Oh,
back in the days of Flat World. So the part that is getting me is right here. So this is the inside. So this is supposed to be the part that fits inside the hole. So I have from a middle point 40, and then it looks like my R36 or 33, that's this right here, 36, if that's what it is, 6, I don't know what that is pulled just off center. See that? It's 3 meters off the middle. So I kind of feel like let me just go draw what this is here and we'll figure it out from there. So I feel like, okay, so if I start with a point right here, come back this way, 40. And then I don't have a dimension of any kind. Oh, I guess it would be 30, no, because it would be, so I'm going to draw a line, and then I'm going to come this way 3 more meters, and at that 3 meters, I'm going to draw a circle that is, it looks like 33.
Does it? Or 30?
Right there?
I need a big picture. I need to get a.
Looks like 33 or 38. So if I was to come...
Are you using your version or Colin's?
I think I used Colin's cleaned up version, but... which makes this 43. That makes sense. So I think... yeah, so there is 2 numbers there. One's the inside and one's the outside. Yeah, 36.
Yeah, 36 for the circle and 42 for the arc. Yeah?
Yeah, that's the outside. That's the outside lip. So I think if that's true, then this is the shape that...
Andy zoomed in. Confirmed. 36.
Okay, cool.
Enhance.
Maybe. Enhance again. All right, so that makes it something like this. Excuse me.
Bless you. I'm sorry, I jumped right in with that. I like with my wife, and like Seinfeld, I didn't even consider that you might be a multi-sneezer. Don't save my blesses until the end.
No, I'm good. So that's the weirdness that I'm seeing, is that this line would be 36 from this line plus 3 plus 40 is more than the hole that this goes into. So I'm just going to go rogue, and I'm going to just make the bearing fit in the hole that we already have. That's my plan. So I'm going to take that 76, and then I'm going to offset this 36 to 42. The difference between 36 and 42 is 6, which I will then pull out 3? No, 6. All right, it's the same thing here. Offset this out to here. Oops. 6. Get rid of my extra. Nope. Why is that doing that? All right, I'm gonna grab it all and intersect it. Soften that up. All right, so that fits in it perfectly because that's what we made it do. But I don't know that from this. Oh, 30. Okay, I see it now. So now I have one last circle which goes to the middle here. 30. And carry that all the way through. Okay. There's our bearing thing.
I feel like maybe before next Wednesday I need to take some mechanical engineering classes so I'm a little more prepared.
Yeah, because stuff's happening and I'm making things up. Here's our little 3x3 snug. That's gonna go right there. All right, let's do this. Are we thinking this is square again?
Part sticks out a bit. Is it sticking out?
It's sticking out this much.
Oh, I see. So he posted a picture of his close-up of the bearing. I like how he just assumes he's right.
Oh, is that where that extra 3 millimeters came?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, I'm gonna move this back 3. Pull this back 3. Pull this back 3. Pull this back, let's see, 3. I believe it. Then I just blindly said okay.
You're just the picture monkey.
That's right.
Dance.
I believe it. I trust. I trust blindly. Okay, so what are we thinking the heads are like here? What's everybody feel like this is? Because I don't think, I'll confirm, we'll double check, we'll look, but that's a weird bolt head. Just a round circle. But that kind of shows
a round circle.
Is that supposed to be like a hex Allen wrench? That's the only thing I can think that has a round head like that. All right, well, I'm not gonna argue with the picture. Like I keep this up because it's so useful. I'm gonna close that. All right.
Yeah, Dan says round head.
All right.
I'm sure he's not lying.
Maybe not intentionally, but what if he too has been misled? All right, so I'm gonna start at the center. I'm going to start at the center of this piece, and I'm going to do this by circle again. It is 28, so 14. No, that would be smaller than that, huh? And 28 would be the outside, so I'll just do this one at, so rather than 14, well, I'm just drop by a millimeter, I'll say 13. I bolt that way, put that through 210. I'll come back up here. I'm gonna get my snug in here first. Like how I talk about that thing like I still have any idea what the hell it is. There we go.
The fact that the fact you keep saying that thing is
okay, maybe that totally negates all. Yeah. Okay, so then from there, I'm gonna go put another circle here on the middle. 22. Let's go to the outside there, and then I'm gonna make that a component now. That we can come in here. All right, so I'm gonna grab that, pull that up, 22, and rather than try to pull that up, I'm just gonna close it on this end and erase it. That's just gonna get rid of it through the whole thing. Keep my snug right there. Didn't call a thing, called a snug. And take
snug. Rather than that's what it says on the drawing.
That's right. Then grab that, pull it down 2, then grab this outside piece. Move it back on the green axis to knock off the corner there. And then same thing down here. I'm going to go put a circle. Make it 1 meter smaller and pull that back 65. I'll grab that circle right there, scoot it back. There we go. And then I'll do the same thing that I did before. Again, right here, just drop this down 1. Then move that back on the green, 1. Yeah, that looks like a bolt. All right, now I have 2 bolts right here. I'll start with the middle. I'll start with the circle. And then on top of the circle, I will draw my 6-sided polygon, sometimes known as a hexagon, but you know, not into witchcraft or anything like that.
Like
so
the precision that comes with how many sides. Yeah. Maybe you should call it a 6-sided hexagon. That would be, you know, like doubly precise, right?
Well, that would sound like it would be redundant again and again.
Ugh. Repetitive and redundant.
Whoa. That's 28.
That's something, isn't it?
Is it just not big enough? Should I have gone bigger with my hex? I'll do it. I don't care. I'll go big.
You're a madman.
Yeah. I've stopped caring apparently. Let's go. Let's move this from the side. I don't want to go so big that I go off the thing, but all right, there we go. Push that back to 28. All right, I'm gonna do the same thing to, the component. This is part 06. And I'll come in context here. And do the same thing. I'm gonna start right here. Geometry out. Oh man, I really gotta spend some time on that driver. And then I will take all the way to the edge. No. Close it. Grab an arc, throw an arc out here. Maybe something like that. And let's get a little more. Whoops. Really struggling. My 3D mouse is really getting odd right now. I don't know why. Got oddness happening. All right, so I'm gonna take that and just see what happens if I rotate that. Is that gonna knock off my corner? No, not at all. So I gotta bring that in. Maybe a little more. I am realizing as I'm fudging with this technical term, I'm realizing that I could probably make this a little bit easier by measuring. I can actually check the measurement here, and that's the profile of my cutoff piece. But you know, I'm not obviously. I'm gonna draw a line right here at the middle, and I'm gonna take this piece and push it to that line and stop it right there. So I'm only gonna cut off now half of it, and I can take it with the cutoff corners to make the full nut. I'll grab this circle right here because I got it. Why not use it? First thing I'm gonna do is actually take this, make it a group. And now I don't have it anymore, so I gotta draw a new circle.
So Dave said that the nut's probably 41.3 across the flats. McMaster Carr is who told him that. I'm not sure who McMaster Carr is. I think he's nuts, personally.
Well, I'm gonna call this a bonus nut because it is 51 something. It's bigger.
I don't think he's following this stream, so you can do whatever we want.
Yeah, that's right. Take that, master.
Forget that guy. Am I right?
All right. So grab all of that, make that a new group, and get rid of this. All right, let's check for solid real quick. Not solid. What you? You're solid.
Could be more solid.
Okay. What is your problem? Something to do with that right there, because I can't erase that chunk. Is it just slightly not good enough? Okay, I can fix this. All right, we're good. So I'm gonna take that, subtract from that, take all of that, option rotate, boom, get rid of my interior faces. Cool. All right, so I'm being a little flippant with my exact dimensions, but the next nut is a different size. I'm not a fan of total complete chaos, so we'll try to be a little bit more precise. So this one was 28 and this one is 20, so I got to take, first thing I need to do is make this unique. I'm going to go to my entity info and change it from part 06 #1 to 07. So the way I can take 8 out of this is just by grabbing the edge geometry. So I want to grab this stuff over, is that in another? So I'm going to take this edge geometry like that and move that this way, 8. I don't want to just take the whole thing and scale it, because if I scale it, it's going to actually change where those round corners are and flatten them out. So by just moving that in like that, I get that. And now I can take these 3 pieces. Let's see, where should I move them from? Oh, actually I can't move them. They have to be flipped, because my indexing piece right there. So I'm just gonna draw a line right across the middle here, rotate right here, option, flip it around 180 degrees. Yes. Thank you very much. I feel like there should be screw holes or something on the bottom to mount this to, or something somewhere. I don't know. But
Maybe it
yeah,
slides into a bracket.
that's true. That could
It's
be
probably
the
one of
case.
the best crosshead assemblies that I have ever seen.
Why, thank you. It means a lot coming from a guy who's known for his crossheadery.
I'm not. I mean, that is one of the things I'm known for. Yeah. I mean, I've got a few.
All right, take the whole thing. Scale it down by 0.001. Scoot that back.
Dave said it slides on a rail. I think the nice thing that Dave's got going on is he can just kind of make stuff up over there.
That's true. We really just trust him, don't we?
It's all about establishing yourself as a learned one.
That's right.
Then all of a sudden you just assume.
Yeah, you know, it really makes you feel like I should lie a lot more. Is that where you're going with that?
I feel like you could probably get away with a lot more lying than you're really taking advantage of right now.
Yeah, probably so. All right, so that is part number 2. Project number 2, made of a series of parts. Done. Let's get rid of this watermark right here. Whew, that's good stuff. That was fun. That was a weird one.
It was
As an unusual part.
I'm still confused as to why these two parts seem so much more complicated than our simple little assembled things typically are.
I think it's because a lot of the ones we previously get, it's like one piece, and I feel like we've moved on to intermediate machinery or machining.
Okay.
We've moved out of the, just machine this chunk of material, round a corner and put a hole in it, to we have to actually figure out with less information how to do more. We've graduated. We've moved up. Something like that.
Leveled up.
I don't know, it makes me feel good about myself.
That's all I'm really shooting for here.
Mm-hmm. It works for me. Well, yeah, I think we done it. We done did it. Let's get zooming.
And nobody was harmed in the making of this. Wait, what was this thing called? Crosshead assembly.
One. There we go. Yeah, there we go. 2 projects. Done. That was not bad for a Wednesday afternoon.
No. I still feel like there's some parts that are just way too vague in that whole thing. I won't lose any sleep over it.
That's good. Is this split too? Does anybody know? Because I mean, you have the same issue right here, right? This is a bearing. You got to get something into it.
So I'm finding these apparently SolidWorks. No, somebody is using SolidWorks and making these same things. And so I see a couple of these exploded images, and that one does not. The SolidWorks tutorial I'm seeing with this particular unit does not have that thing split.
Oh, all right then. Well, again, based on something we just found based on a Google search a few seconds ago, we'll assume that is absolutely correct.
So I've been researching this for minutes now, and I can find nothing to prove me wrong.
Well, and that basically makes you an expert. So what are you going to
do? Exactly.
Is there anything we got to remind people about, Jody?
Well, we can say there's going to be a Reddit Ask Me Anything next Thursday, the 28th at noon. So next week you can have something to do pretty much at lunchtime almost every day of the week. Except Monday. We're not going to be here Monday. Are we totally
right, to make up for Monday, right?
Yeah, sure. Sounds good.
So yeah, Monday we won't be working, and we won't be broadcasting. It's a holiday. We're not just a made up holiday like May the 4th. It's a real holiday, so we won't be doing this thing. But we will be here on Thursday. Not here. We'll be on Reddit on Thursday. If you guys want to come, ask us questions or hear our answers. And it's not just going to be Jody and I either. We have Would you say we have a slew
plethora.
of employees?
Oh yeah, it could be. Yeah, slew.
It's a light slew, but it's still a slew.
Well, yeah, it's slew-ish for sure.
Yeah, it's a minor slew. But yeah, we have a handful of employees outside of just Jody and I who will be on there. We have some tech support, some marketing people, some development people. So it'll be a fun way to get some more people involved and get some new information out. Stuff that Jody and I have no idea about will be able to be answered. So that should be fun. But yeah, that's Thursday. We'll be back Friday doing the Eiffel Tower. So if you guys want to come by and see some monumental modeling, nailed it.
Wait, you haven't done the Eiffel Tower? Oh wait, no. I was thinking. Wait, you haven't done the Eiffel Tower? I was thinking the right thing.
No. We've done some other big places, big things, but yeah, this will be the first time. But yeah, so yeah, come back Friday. Check us out next Thursday. We won't be here Monday. Get your entries in for Finish This House, and that wraps it. We're done. So thank you guys so much. Thanks for hanging out with us. And yeah, we will be seeing you at some point, hopefully in the future. Have a great day.
See you guys.